about the Vikings here. The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. It is gone. It is Bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
Man, what a pathetic outing today. What a pathetic series. And I understand, and I said this yesterday, that, you know, the reason for the other night that they lost was that they got to St. Louis late, they got to the hotel late, they got to the stadium, and they got shut out. But this is the second time they've gotten shut out in the last few games, and I am honestly very, very concerned. And I get it. It's early in the season. They have a lot to fix. But let me say this before we get started, because it's just me on the show tonight. But this is the same shit that we've seen for the past 3 years now, where the lineup just goes completely cold. You have relievers coming in to try to close the game that end up giving up moonshots, end up giving up runs, and just really don't have that clutch stuff at the end of the game to really get your team to a spot where they can come back, where they can make a push and maybe rally in a late inning for you to have a chance at winning the game. And it's just really pathetic that this team went out there for the second time this weekend and got shut out. And, you know, they lost today 7-0, just looked absolutely terrible. And I just can't get behind being excited for this team anymore if this is how they're going to be. I mean, again, we've had 3 back-to-back seasons of just pure disappointment. They lost in the World Series. They lost in the NLCS. They lost in the NLDS. And just going into this season, you know, I kind of figured that I don't want to set my expectations too high. I don't want to really overexert myself, get overly excited. And I just didn't really want to go all in on this season if this is how it's going to be. And I'm kind of glad that I made that decision because, I mean, honestly, they just look pathetic. But getting into the first thing that I want to talk about is the pitching report. Pitching today just, I don't know, did not look great at all. Everybody just looked off. And that's really just an issue with this team that I have is just the pitching in general does not look great this season to start off, especially the bullpen. Wheeler took a loss today. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of those earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He let up a home run. His ERA is a 4.07. He looked off today, and he's looked off, honestly, the last couple outings. I don't know if it's his velocity, his control, but he just looked off. He hasn't looked himself, and he's getting hit around. It's a little bit concerning, but the offense also, and this really goes for a lot of the starting rotation, the offense really just can't get behind these guys, whether it's Wheeler, whether it's Nola, Sanchez, Luzardo. You can only do so much as a starting pitcher when your offense is literally shitting the bed behind you. I mean, I just can't understand, and I'll get into this in a few minutes, but I can't understand what this offense is doing. I get that these guys are stuck in their approaches when it comes to at-bats. But Kevin Long, I really think they need to just cut their ties, and Kevin Long needs to go because he just does not contribute anything to this team. He doesn't help these guys with their approach, and he doesn't. They've done the same thing the past couple of years. Looking at Strom's stats for this game, Strom went 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, which was equivalent to 1 run. 3 strikeouts, no home runs, 1.23 ERA. And then Hernandez, which is a guy that we got from the Royals, which he really hasn't pitched lately, but whatever. 1 inning pitch, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. He let up a home run, 9 ERA. So again, just these relievers coming in, and you really hope that they come in to shut down the scoring and give your team a chance to do what they need to do, and they just don't. They don't, and it's irritating. And not only myself, but Brendan, Fratty, Dalt, Gavin, when he's on the show, we all said the same thing. This bullpen is going to be a real issue going into this season, and a couple of us guys were talking about it here in the group chat, but we finally saw Cody Clemens today at the plate. They finally pinch hit Cody Clemens. And I'm going to say this is my hot take, my prediction, if you will. I do think that when Weston Wilson comes back and when he's healthy, or even Ranger, for example, they're going to try to find out how to package Cody Clemens in a bundle at the trade deadline to get a reliever. I do think that's going to happen. I do think they're going to get rid of Cody Clemens, and maybe that's why they're not playing him as much as they normally do, because they do want to try to trade him, and they do want to get rid of him. But if you're going to trade Cody, please, for the love of God, bundle in Alec Boehm or Brandon Marsh. I can't comprehend why we're playing Marsh or Boehm over Stott right now. I mean, looking at Marsh's stat line, I have it pulled up here. Give me 1 second. But looking at Marsh's stat line, like, he's just absolutely terrible. Brandon Marsh is now 2 for 11 against left-handed pitchers with 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. And he's 0 for his last 24 at-bats. This was posted 2 hours ago, so if he bat after that, he didn't do anything. So he's probably more so now 0 for 25, 0 for 26. He just looked terrible. I don't even think he had a hit today. Yeah, he was 0 for 3 today. Just absolutely terrible. I do think that Brandon Marsh he has 2 options left. So he has 2 options for them to send him down to AAA and for him to work on mechanics until he comes back up. And I really do think that's what he needs. I think he needs to work on mechanics and then work his way back up and show that he belongs on this big league team, because he just comes up to the plate and he looks abysmal. Granted, I mean, the rest of the lineup today looked absolute dog, but his average right now is a .108. That's the worst on the team. So until he can get his average up, he needs to be sent down. I mean, he has options. If I could say the rest for the rest of this team, and the rest of this team had options, I would. But Marsh is one of those guys that has those options. Send him down. Don't let him come back up until he can actually learn to hit the ball. Looking at the lineup, though, for batting, I'm going to go through it. I'll give you the averages as well as what each player did. Turner, 0 for 4. No hits at all. No strikeouts, no walks. .240 average. Harper had one of the only hits today, 1 for 4, no walks, 1 strikeout, .250 average. Schwarber, no hits on 3 at-bats, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, .273 average. Casty, 0 for 3, no walks, 2 strikeouts, .291 average. Cody Clemens came in later in the game to pinch hit for Casty, 0 for 1, no walks, no strikeouts. He has not batted until now, so his average is .00. Real Muto, he accounted another one of the hits today, 1 for 3, No walks, no strikeouts, .238 average. Bohm, again, looks terrible, taking first pitches for groundouts. Over 3, no walks, no strikeouts. He has the second worst average on the team at .150. Sosa, he looked okay today. I mean, he had that hit where he stretched it into a double, and they were calling him Spider-Man because he ran into second base, he stretched around the base, and somehow did not get tagged. But Sosa, he accounted for the last hit today, 1 for 3, 1 strikeout. His average is .444. He has the best average on the team right now, followed by Marsh. Again, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. His average is just absolutely terrible, absolutely dog, .108. And then Rojas is still batting above a 300, which is great. But he didn't do anything today. 0 for 3, 1 strikeout, .308 average. They just looked absolutely terrible. And like Star Wars said here, appreciate you tuning in. You're always in here. This team sucks. 3 lousy hits and could not do anything with it. Got shut out again for the second time in this stretch. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what they need. I don't know whether it's they need to trade for a new player. They need to get a new batting coach. They need a new manager. I don't know what it is, but there are changes that they need to make. And that gets us into our next topic. What changes do they need to make? And I kind of said this earlier. I think there's a few things they need to do. I do think you need to break up the daycare of Bohm, Marsh, Stott. I don't understand why you sat Stott today, rather. I feel like you should have sat Bohm or Marsh and still let Sosa play, but Stott sitting was definitely an option. It was probably a scheduled off day, though. So that's one thing they need to change. I think that realistically, Rob Thompson, if he has another mediocre season this year, he needs to go. I'm sure that's going to piss off some people because Rob Thompson is one of the most winningest coaches in Phillies history. But again, you've been so close the past couple years. What do you have to show for it? You don't have a World Series ring. You don't have a trophy sitting there in a trophy case saying World Series champions. You have season after season of mediocre disappointment and being beaten by teams that you probably should have easily beaten in the postseason. Granted, I will say this, the Mets, they were a really great team last year. The Diamondbacks, I still feel like you should have beaten them. The Astros, I will always hate the Astros, but I feel like we should have beaten those teams. So I do think that Rob Thompson, if he does have another mediocre season, needs to go. And then finally, some changes. I think that Kevin Long needs to go. I think they need to cut ties with Kevin Long. I get it. He's a great hitting coach. I get it that, teams really look up to him. But again, these guys are going cold at the plate. They're getting shut out. They're swinging at things that are not even in the strike zone. And it's been year after year after year of this. And, Bryce Harper, Schwarber, Casty, they're all stuck in their ways when it comes to being at the plate. Like, Harper wants pitches that are low and away, and Casty wants things that are in a certain position. But I don't know, man. Like, I think Kevin Long really does need to go. I think we need a change of scenery. I really want to see this team play small ball. We've seen flashes of it this season of them playing small ball. And I've said this from the beginning, if they can combine small ball with some home runs here and there, they're going to be set for this season and they're going to make a run in the postseason. But when you have guys that come in here and just want to swing for the fences like Bryce Harper, like Castellanos, like Schwarber, it doesn't help anything. It doesn't make a case for your team. And I get it. You want to score runs. But again, you really just have to wear a pitcher out, make his pitch count go up, and get that ball into places where these guys are not going to be able to get it. So there's things that need to change. Dave Dombrowski, I think, also needs to go. He doesn't do anything for this team. He gets guys that are washed up, that are not in their prime anymore. He loves his washed relievers. He loves his washed left fielders. I mean, we saw it with Whit Merrifield. We saw it with Austin Hayes. We saw it with, we're seeing it right now with Max Kepler. I just don't think Max Kepler is really that guy that you want. But again, this team is just really, really disappointing. But the last thing I kind of want to talk about, and then we'll do our looking ahead. The Cardinals pitching looked absolutely phenomenal today. They retired. Retired 20 in a row. That is absolutely pathetic from the Phillies lineup. I mean, 20 in a row that they retired. I don't know what needs to happen for the Phillies to wake up and finally put their heads on their shoulders and get some hits, because today just looked atrocious. Just atrocious. And I'm sitting there watching, and I turned the TV off. Like, as soon as Hernandez went in and let up that 2-run bomb, I turned the TV off. I stopped watching because I was like, there's no way that they're going to actually do anything. And KJ, he said this in the Phillies group chat. So KJ, if you're watching, shout out to you. I think they're doing the Sixers post-game show later tonight, so make sure you tune into that. But even KJ said, watch, they're going to score. They're going to score a late inning run here in the end, and they didn't. I feel like we're used to that, though, where they get down so much and then somebody hits like a pity home run towards the end, and we get our hopes up, and then they end up getting shut out. So, I mean, that ninth inning really was not anything special. They kind of took their pitches, grounded out, and that was the game. So, but looking at the games coming up, we have the Giants coming to Citizens Bank Park in a 4-game series, and this is going to be a test, in my opinion. I mean, the Giants look really great. They're 11-4, 4-game series, so it can go one of many ways. We have some good pitching matchups, especially this series. Tomorrow is a 6:45 start. We have Landon Roop against Taijuan Walker. Landon is a right-handed pitcher, 0-1 on the season, 3.6 ERA with 12 strikeouts. Against Taijuan Walker, who has looked great in his outings, but I don't know if that's going to continue tomorrow. Taijuan Walker, right-handed pitcher, 1-0 on the season, 0 ERA with 9 strikeouts. That's tomorrow on Monday. Tuesday is Jackie Robinson Day, so a great day for Jackie. Broke the color barrier for anybody. I don't know why you wouldn't know Jackie Robinson, but anybody who's like, who the hell is Jackie Robinson? But yeah, they're going to honor Jackie Robinson on Tuesday by wearing 42 on their jerseys. Another good pitching matchup, Justin Verlander against Jesus Luzardo. Justin is a right-handed pitcher, 0-0, 6.92 ERA with 16 strikeouts. That dude is old. He has been around for so many years. I think he's in his 40s now, if I'm being honest. I mean, if I look it up, how old is Justin Verlander? Yeah, he's 42. He's old. So, I'm surprised he's still pitching. But he's going against Jesus Luzardo, left-handed pitcher, 2-0 on the season, 1.5 ERA with 25 strikeouts. So that should be a good pitching matchup. And the Phillies have seen Justin Verlander a lot when he was with the Astros as well. So, I mean, they should be familiar with him, but knock on wood, we make anybody look like a Cy Young winner. Wednesday, another 6:45 start. For the Giants, it's Robbie Ray, left-handed pitcher, 3-0 on the season, 2.93 ERA. 13 strikeouts against Aaron Nola, still looking for his first win on the season, but we'll see what happens with that because, again, the offense loves to go cold behind Aaron Nola. Right-handed pitcher, 0-3 on the season, 5.51 ERA with 17 strikeouts. That's on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are 6:45 starts. And then Thursday is a 4:05 start. For the Giants, they had Jordan Hicks going up. He's a right-handed pitcher, 1-1 on the season, 5.87 ERA with 14 strikeouts. Against Christopher Sanchez, he looked great the other night, so hopefully he can continue to do that. Christopher Sanchez, left-handed pitcher, 1-0 on the season, 3.12 ERA with 19 strikeouts. So, again, it's going to be a really decent matchup this season. And like Star Wars said here, I can't wait for Painter either. I know they said they're going to get him up sometime in June or July, but I will say this. When Ranger comes back, and if Taijuan can continue to do what he's doing, it's going to be really hard for them to find a spot for all three of them, especially in that fifth spot in the rotation. I do think that, when Ranger comes back, I think that if Taijuan continues to do what he's doing, that Ranger maybe pitches out of the bullpen. I know people are probably going to hate that, but we kind of saw how Ranger was coming off of injury last year, where he didn't look too great coming off of his injury. So I would maybe have Ranger pitch out of the bullpen for a couple games just to get those mechanics in and make sure that he's good to go for another start. And then same with Painter, really. I mean, I know that he's in a rehab right now, and he's starting out in Clearwater coming off of Tommy John surgery. But I would have Painter probably out of the bullpen too and get him used to big league pitching because, I mean, he's young. He's not seen big leaguers before. And I think, I mean, even with Painter, maybe you have him as like a starter for an inning or two, and then you bring in Taijuan, you bring in Ranger. But we'll see what happens with that. That's all I have for you guys tonight, though. Again, it was just me. But Phillies will be back here at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow at 6:45, and we'll be back here with another post-game show. That's all. Have a good night, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.
The Vikings!
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It is gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.